Have you ever had someone look you dead in the eyes at the worst moment of your life and tell you that you mean nothing? My name is Robert Mitchell, and this story begins on the darkest day a father can face, the day I buried my daughter. Lily, she was my only child, my entire world. The one who made me a dad and kept me believing in goodness. Losing her felt like the ground had vanished under me. But as painful as her death was, what came after? That was a betrayal I never expected. You see, her husband, Trevor, had always been polite, distant, a little cold, but polite. I chalked it up to personality. But the moment Lily was gone, that mask didn't just slip. It shattered. At the funeral reception, while people were still hugging me, still crying, still reminiscing about Lily, Trevor pulled me aside with the stiffest expression I've ever seen. "We need to talk," he said. I thought maybe he was grieving, maybe he needed support. But his voice wasn't soft. It was sharp. "I want to be clear," he said. "You have no rights now. Lily is gone. Everything she owned is mine, including custody decisions." Custody decisions? He meant my grandson, Noah, a sweet 7-year-old boy who adored his mother and spent every weekend in my workshop building wooden toys with me. "Trevor, what are you talking about?" I asked, genuinely stunned. He crossed his arms like a man preparing for battle. "You won't be seeing Noah unless I say so. And honestly, I don't think it's healthy for him to be around you right now." I felt the words like a punch. "I'm his grandfather," I said. "He needs stability. He needs love. He needs his father," Trevor snapped. "Not some old man trying to play parent." That was the moment I realized Trevor wasn't grieving, he was seizing control. He turned away and muttered under his breath, in a tone casual enough to prove he'd already planned this, "You're not family anymore." My knees nearly buckled. The grief I'd been holding in crashed through me all over again. But I didn't argue. I knew grief can twist people. I wanted to believe he'd cool down. Instead, the next day I received a cold, formal email telling me I was not permitted to pick up or visit Noah until otherwise approved, and that all of Lily's personal items were now under review. Review? I raised this girl. I watched her take her first breath. And now I needed approval to see her son. My grandson? Something was wrong, terribly wrong. And then, 3 days later, Trevor sent another message. "The lawyer will finalize everything. Don't contact Noah further." He didn't even let me talk to the boy. That's when I called Lily's lawyer, a woman named Rebecca Holt, who had handled my daughter's business affairs for years. I told her everything. She didn't react with shock. No, she reacted with certainty. "Robert," she said slowly, "you need to come into my office. Today, bring identification." When I arrived, she didn't offer condolences first. She went straight to her file cabinet, unlocked a drawer, and pulled out a thick envelope sealed with my daughter's handwriting. "Your daughter left instructions," Rebecca said. "Very clear ones." My heart stopped. Lily left instructions? For me? For Noah? For Trevor? My hands shook as Rebecca opened the envelope and removed a notarized document. "Before you read this," she said, "you need to know that your daughter updated her will 8 months ago." Trevor was informed of this. That alone told me Trevor had lied from the beginning. Rebecca handed me the official will, and hearing my daughter's name at the top nearly broke me. But as I read, my breath caught. Every line felt like Lily was speaking directly into the room. She had left specific instructions. Her personal belongings were to go to me. Her savings were to be split between a trust for Noah and a living allowance for me to use to stay close to him. And most importantly, custody preferences. Lily had written underlined that if anything happened to her, she wanted shared guardianship between Trevor and me. She wrote that she trusted me more than anyone to maintain Noah's emotional stability, that Dad knows his heart better than anyone, and that Noah needs his grandfather as much as he needs his father. Trevor knew this. He knew all of it, but he tried to bury it. Rebecca slid one more document across the table. "And this," she said, "is the part he definitely didn't expect you to see." It was a separate letter addressed to Trevor. Also notarized, also signed by Lily. In it, she wrote that if Trevor ever attempted to cut me out of Noah's life, her estate would immediately freeze and guardianship would be reviewed by the court. Basically, Trevor's attempt to shove me out wasn't just cruel, it was illegal. I felt a wave of emotions relief. Heartbreak, fury, gratitude all crashing at the same time. What happens now? I asked. Rebecca leaned back. Now? We enforce your daughter's wishes. That afternoon, a formal notice was served to Trevor. He was in violation of the will he had already been shown months earlier. When he stormed into the lawyer's office the next morning, red-faced and spluttering, I was already sitting there. He glared at me like I was the problem. You think you can take my son? He growled. I stayed calm. No, I said, but you won't take mine either. Rebecca read every line of the will out loud. Trevor's anger dissolved into panic. He tried to claim he didn't remember, that Lily must have changed it without telling him, but the notarization dates proved he was lying. In the end, he had no choice but to agree to the guardianship terms. But the moment that hit him hardest wasn't legal, it was emotional. Because right in the middle of her will, in a line written in her handwriting, Lily had written, "My father is the safest place Noah has ever known." I saw Trevor's face fall today. Noah spends half his time with me and half with his dad. And you know what? Trevor has changed. Losing control forced him to face what he'd almost destroyed. We don't always get along, but we're learning for Noah's sake. And me? I sit on my porch sometimes, watching my grandson chase fireflies, and I think about my daughter's words. She trusted me. She believed in me. And when the lawyer opened that file, she proved that even in death, she was still protecting her son. And me.